not sure which one is which.
The light colored one is Buck, and he's the one that the rescue group asked me to ask you what sense you get from him, because he's been a pistol to work with, but they really think he's been through a lot, but they don't know exactly what.
Can you see your screen?
I can, yes.
Is that Buck?
That's Buck.
Okay. So let's see. So he's how long have they had him?
Oh God, I want to say 6 months.
Okay. And so he's a pistol.
He's a
What
pony.
does being a pistol mean?
His full name?
No. What does being a pistol mean? I don't describe her behavior.
He bites and he kicks and he's just tough to deal with. They've had to work with him a lot. He's not what you call socialized.
Okay.
I don't know much more than that about him, unfortunately.
Well, that helps a lot. That helps a lot, knowing what his behavior is looking like. Because my definition of being a pistol could be different than your definition of being a pistol.
Exactly. Well, yeah, sure. I think he's been not so friendly with other horses either.
Okay.
He was not malnourished. He was again, I'm going to lead you wrong if I try to make something up that isn't true. Can't remember the details.
So I'm tapping into him and let's see what he has to say. I believe he probably he might have been removed pretty early from mom. Either he was removed early from mom or mom just wasn't a very good mom. I'm not sure which. That being said, let me define what I mean by that. Mom may have not taught him manners. She might have been too permissive and let him get away with everything.
Mm-hmm.
And so he didn't learn the normal social behavior that one would be taught. So let me ask him. So I asked him if he had a mommy early on. Does he remember his mommy? And he's saying no. So I suspect he might have been removed from his mom pretty early, and then probably not, either if he was around other horses, they didn't teach him manners, but he may not even been around another horse to learn a whole lot of horse behavior. Is he really rude with the other horses?
Somewhat, yes. They've had to keep them separate. I mean, all the horses can see each other from distances, but yeah.
Right, but if he were put in with another horse, he would just be really obnoxious around them, or
yes, so far, yes.
Right. So he didn't learn. I don't think he reads their body language properly, which he would learn from mom, right? And most of the time they learn it from their mothers of appropriate behavior. If they're too obnoxious, she would scold them, right?
Right.
Or if they're in with other horses, hopefully they are in with other horses, the other horses would also teach them appropriate manners as little ones. Just like the alpacas, when the when the babies are the girl that I got from you, the baby, we called her Stinkerbell because she was really obnoxious when she was a baby. I had to be the one that taught her some manners a lot of the time because mommy just kind of went, whatever.
Really? So Sweet Belle was just too sweet?
Yeah, she didn't always reprimand her.
Oh my goodness.
She would let her, she was obnoxious. She would just bonk into everybody on purpose. She'd love to while everybody was eating. She would just go and nip their butts and make them jump, and then they get fight with each other. And she just sit back thinking that was just hilarious. She would also try it on me if I was bending over. And
Oh my gosh.
so I had to teach the baby that that was really rude. She at least learned it with me, and she eventually learned it on her own because the other adults finally clued on when she got a little bit bigger that it was her doing it, and so they set her in her place. So she did learn the manners, but in the beginning she was really obnoxious. So either Buck, but he said he doesn't really remember mom. So I'm suspecting that he was removed from her pretty young, and didn't get the appropriate socialization skills. So that's
Okay.
tough. It is tough to overcome, but it's doable. Um, is he seemed to be really aware. So he's kicks. He said, um, I'm not sure he has a good sense of his body.
Interesting.
Like, I'm not sure he always is really aware of where his legs and body is at all the time.
I think he bites too. He's
Right.
gotten a lot better, but everybody there felt as if he must have been abused or something, that he was such a pain in the butt
He,
or so unsocialized.
I think it was more unsocialized. I think he was left to his own devices
Ah, okay.
more than abused.
Or maybe they think he's sad sometimes.
Well, sure. It's not that he wants to be this way. He never got the opportunity to learn
Ah,
that way. And then, he doesn't understand then why nobody likes him.
ah,
So we need to train him different. This is one of those examples of I need to clear trapped emotions and then replace what we want, because he doesn't know he doesn't know what to do that will get him a positive reaction. What's great about animals is that when they can experience something that feels better, they'll go to it much faster than we humans.
mhm.
Humans want to hang on to our baggage, usually a lot more. But with animals, if we give them an opportunity to say, okay, this feels, right now, this is what it feels like, and that's all he knows. But when I remove the trapped emotion and I'll suggest, hey, let's do it this way instead, and he tries it and he goes, oh, well, that kind of felt okay. And then it's important to reinforce it with a lot of positives, and then he'll be more likely to repeat that because it feels better than the old way.
Okay.
So working with him, though, because there's a lot of complex, this isn't a simple let's release a couple of things and we're good to go. It's something we probably want to work with over a series of things, and maybe and work on just like one thing at a time. I wouldn't want to clear a whole bunch of things. So like I would work on, I'm not even sure I'd work on the most serious issue at the beginning. I might work on a lesser issue just so that he can kind of have some successes before we tackle something bigger. But
Ah,
um,
okay.
I've worked with a horse very similar to him at a distance at another rescue place, and we made some progress with him. He was able to start accepting the other horses and not bullying them out of their hay, and them starting to accept him a little bit. At least one of the horses was willing to kind of teach him. The other horses were like, I'm not going to bother with his little twit. But there was one that was going, okay, I have patience for this numbskull, and he doesn't scare me, so he can act like a brat, and I'm just going to ignore him until he calms his jets. And so that kind of worked with the handler, who was an expert handler with horses, and between the three of us, well, four of us, because the other horse was also one of the important teachers with this little guy. he was able to start learning the appropriate behavior of how a horse should greet each other, and appropriate manners at the feeder and other things. So, but it took a few sessions to help him get there. Does that help you?
Yes, it does.